do not accept any interpretation of what the Europeans are saying, whether it's in the London Times or whether it's in the Washington think tanks, to be an explanation or a reasonable defense of what Israel is doing in Gaza. What Israel is doing in Gaza is not justifiable. The fact that the German and the British foreign minister continue to justify the genocide in Gaza, right, render them either psychopaths or devoid of any moral compass. You cannot justify what's going on in Gaza. That's why the need to call for a ceasefire should not be postponed endlessly until Israel defeats Hamas, when we know Israel is not defeating Hamas at all. Israel is just killing more and more civilians, more doctors, more teachers, more engineers, more children, and so on and so forth, right?
One of the significant things that does appear to be happening over the last 48 hours or so is a ramping up of the pressure that was already there on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He's seeing pressure from the families of captives. He says he's had a letter from families saying, we stand by you, but equally we've heard reports that people are demanding that the captives should be released, that more should be done. We've been talking about these talks, with regards to that happening. Just what's your analysis of where Benjamin Netanyahu is standing in all of this, the kind of pressure that he is facing, and whether or not it's actually playing out in anything tangible in what we're seeing?
You know, the thing is about Benjamin Netanyahu, I've just only recently read his book, his gigantic, 700-page bibliography of some sort, autobiography of some sort, where the man really shows his true colors, and he's very proud, right? Because he was the longest-serving prime minister in Israel. He's the ultimate political animal. The ultimate political animal. I mean, no jokes. And he puts his European and American counterparts to shame when it comes to realpolitik. And just as he is, they are in denial over what just happened the last 10 weeks. And what happened on October 7th. He remains in denial. And they are all following him in denial over what's happening in Gaza. What's happening in Gaza is a genocide. He is responsible for it. They are responsible for it. That's why our viewers around the world, notably in the West, who understands English all too well, need to know that their governments are complicit in genocide. Not because it is for the sake of Israel. It's because it's for the sake of Netanyahu. Those Western leaders and those Western spokesmen and foreign ministers, they're not defending Israel. They're defending Netanyahu. Netanyahu screwed up big time before October 7. He screwed up big time. On October 7, he holds the military and political responsibility for what happened to the Israelis. But he's the man who blocked the diplomatic process for decades. He's the man responsible for where we are today. And yet, he's already campaigning for the next elections at the back of Israeli soldiers getting killed, at the expense of Palestinians being killed, and he's dragging along Western leaders.
Marwan Bashar, thank you very much indeed.